Shut up and sit down.
What's the story, internet? Hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. Welcome to the video regarding the Sunday-Monday fixtures for this weekend. Before we get into the Premier League fixtures, just like I did in yesterday's video, I want to discuss a match that's going on in the continent. We have AC Milan versus Napoli. So let's see where these two teams are in the table. So Napoli are currently in third and AC Milan are in first. So a first versus third battle, very, very interesting, very tasty. AC Milan have been playing very well, especially the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Napoli won last time out against Bologna. Milan will be feeling a little bit off because they only drew with Hellas Verona, which, no disrespect to Hellas Verona, but I mean, come on, it's AC Milan. So I think Milan will come out fighting, but Napoli are not a team to be sniffed at. They have the likes of Chucky Lozano, they have the likes of their new signing Osimhen from Ligue 1, obviously long-time player Lorenzo Insigne. Not a team to be sniffed at, just as AC Milan aren't. So this could be a very, very interesting match. Definitely one to look out for on Sunday at 11:45 Eastern Time, which is 8:45 Pacific Time. So into the Premier League. So we have Fulham versus Everton. Very much expect Everton to win this one. They have been hitting a rough patch, so if Fulham were ever going to strike, this is the time to strike, especially because it is at Craven Cottage. But I can't see anything other than an Everton win at the moment. I did hear an interesting statistic that since signing Richarlison, Everton have not won a match without Richarlison, which is a crazy, crazy statistic. And after his silly sending off against Liverpool, they have been struggling. So I can definitely see that. I don't know if it's true. This is from a YouTuber, so I don't know if it's 100% gospel, but I can definitely see it. But I'm going to go for an Everton win, and I'm going to say quite a convincing win, maybe a 3, even 4-0, unfortunately. So sorry, Fulham fans. Sheffield United versus West Ham. Sheffield United will be looking to regain their composure of last season. They've been playing so well, bless them, they just haven't been able to eke out a win. Unlike their opponents, West Ham, who have been doing nothing but winning. They've been looking incredible. So I think Sheffield will find it very difficult against West Ham. So I'm going to say a West Ham win, but the way the season's going, Sheffield United will probably win 6-0. So, but no, I'm going to put my hat on a Sheffield United win. Leeds United versus Arsenal. Arsenal will be licking the wounds a little bit after Aston Villa beat them 3-0 last time out. Aubameyang has not scored a goal from open play. I think it's in like 9 matches. Now, I don't know if that's including the Europa League, but in league matches, he just keeps scoring penalties, which is nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you want your signing, especially after putting pen to paper, to be doing well. Leeds United, on the other hand, let's see, I can't quite remember what happened in their last fixture. They lost 4-1 to Palace, so a bit of a shock result there. And they played incredibly well. Bamford getting called for a bit of a dodgy offside, and that would have changed the whole tide. But I think that Arsenal are going to find it quite difficult against Leeds. Leeds are a very well organised team. Bielsa's got them very, very well drilled. And their formation is very unusual for Premier League play. So I can see Arsenal struggling with the way that they play. However, with Thomas Partey hitting the ground, and if Lacazette and Aubameyang can get their act together, could be a very interesting match. I'm going to call for a shock Leeds win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal won this one. It is at Elland Road though, so that might have a factor. Liverpool versus Leicester City. So a relatively big match, especially because if we look at the table, Liverpool are in third and Leicester are in first. So it's first against third. It's just like the AC Milan Napoli game in Italy. But between first and 14th, there's only 8 points. Sorry, 15th, there's only 8 points. So it's such a competitive league this year. So that's why I didn't put it as one of the big matches on the board. But I can see this being a very, very tasty fixture. Liverpool will be feeling very, very up for it after getting the 1-1 draw with City last time out. They'll want to get back into the swing of things and get a win against Leicester. I think that would be quite a statement. Leicester beating Wolves last time out, so very good for them. They have been up and down, but they obviously beat City quite convincingly. So should be a very, very interesting match at Anfield, I've got to say. I'm going to put my hat on a Leicester win. I know that that's a shock, but I think that if Jamie Vardy can get pumping on all cylinders, and Tielemans will be up for it after what happened with the Belgium national team, I can see Leicester pulling off an upset against Liverpool. Monday, Burnley versus Crystal Palace. I would normally put this as quite a boring match, but Crystal Palace won 4-1 last time out, so I can see Crystal Palace doing quite well. Burnley aren't the organised defensive team that they once were, and so Sean Dyche has got to get them back into the scheme of things. I think it's going to be a very even match. I can't see Burnley scoring too many goals though, so I think Palace is going to win this maybe 2-1. I don't think it's going to be a very high scoring game. In fact, if the Brighton-Burnley game was anything to go off of, it could be a very low scoring game, quite a boring game. But I think that Palace is ultimately going to win this one, in my opinion. And the final match, Wolves against Southampton. Southampton doing very, very, very well. They were top of the table at one point. They're only 2 points behind being top of the table in fourth. And Wolves have been struggling. Not necessarily struggling, but they haven't been at the heights that they were at last season. And they went on a run of very, very bad results. But they do seem to have rectified that. Only winning 1-0 here and there though. So they're not at their full power that you would expect with the likes of Adama Traore, Raul Jimenez and Daniel Podence. And the rest of the Portuguese national team. So I think that Southampton are going to win this one just because they're the team on form. But as I mentioned before, national break, it ruins rhythms. It stops form. Form doesn't matter after the international break. I remember when Mourinho took over at Manchester United, we won, I think it was 6 games on the bounce, and convincingly 4-0, 5-0, 4-1, 4-1, something like that. And then international break hits, completely ruins everything, and then everything goes to pot after that. So definitely some interesting fixtures coming up. I'm going to throw my hat on Southampton for that last game. And then let me tell you about what channels you can watch the fixtures on, and then I will leave you in peace to enjoy a fantastic weekend of football. So we've got Fulham versus Everton, that is on Peacock. Sheffield United versus West Ham, that is also on Peacock. Leeds versus Arsenal is on NBCSN or Telemundo. Liverpool versus Leicester is also on NBCSN or Universo, sorry, not Telemundo, Universo. Burnley versus Crystal Palace is on NBCSN and Universo. And Wolves versus Southampton, NBCSN versus Universo. So definitely a packed weekend of fixtures. We do have Champions League matches coming up next week, so I will be back with you on Sunday for a review of the weekend's football so far, as well as a preview for some Champions League. And then Monday I will review the remaining fixtures and then preview the rest of the Champions League matches. So until then, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. You're staying safe, keeping out of trouble, and I hope you enjoy the plethora of matches that we've got this weekend. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Ta-ra for now.